Hey, what's up everybody? This is Matt. Welcome to the channel. Today I thought I'd come out here in the shed and do a little tidbit on my Carpuride 702 Pro that I've had on the bike now for a little over a year. I'm going to try and do a few little videos on some of the equipment that I use while this hand is in the healing process. I can't ride, I can't do a lot of other stuff right now, so yeah, I'm going to try and do a few little things like this for you guys. I'm going to drive my wife absolutely insane, so I got to come out here and do this to stay out of her hair. So anyway, back to the subject at hand. The Carpuride 702 Pro. It's what I decided to put on the bike, like I said, a year, maybe even a year and a half ago. I know it's been over a year. Anyway, I ordered mine off Amazon. It was roughly $200 when I purchased it, maybe a little more. Not an expensive unit. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically just a CarPlay unit. It is totally dependent on your phone for any type of navigation or whatever you want to do with it. I was gonna do a GPS unit. I am a big GPS unit fan. I'm not, or never have been, I should say in the past, I've never really been a big fan of relying on a cell phone type device for navigation. I've always been a GPS fan. But my old Garmin unit finally crapped out. I decided I wanted to try something different, and I was warming up to the idea of these CarPlay units, which is basically all this is. So I thought I'd try it. I'm also very budget oriented, if you haven't figured it out, if you follow my channel. I also didn't want to drop $400, $500, $600+ or whatever some of these other GPS specific units cost nowadays. They're great. Believe me, I love them. And I still kind of personally have a preference towards using a GPS unit for navigation, especially when you get into places, well, where you lose cell service. But that's just me. But, like I said, I warmed up to the idea of trying a CarPlay unit. And I decided to go with the 702 Pro. There's a few reasons I decided to do the 702 Pro over the smaller unit or the non-Pro unit. So I wanted the 7-inch display, just flat out. Navigating, following a route. I wanted a little bigger display to make it slightly easier to follow a route. Got no regrets doing that. The unit sizes well with the bike's display. You know, it just works. I like it. Proportionally, I think it's fine. For me, it's cool. It was a good choice. I went with the Pro unit for a few reasons. One reason, it has the auto dimming feature for, you know, sunlight versus getting into night. Now, I don't ride in the dark very often. I try not to. I just don't like to do it. Animals, critters, deer, my visibility. But when I do, I like a unit that auto dims. So the Pro will auto dim when your outside light conditions are getting low. It works well after I did a software update, and I'll get to that in a minute. The other reason I went with the Pro, and really the biggest reason I went with the Pro, is because the Pro, and I'll show you in a second, comes with some different mounting hardware than the standard one does. The standard one comes with anything you need. It's just your typical ram mount style hardware where you could mount it anywhere on the bike. The Pro comes with a block and a different adapter that you can mount on your accessory rail on the bike. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to purchase something else separate, and that's really the biggest reason I went with the Pro. I wanted it mounted like this with that type of equipment on the bike, and it's worked out very well. So that's it on hardware. I mean, it comes with typical power cords, blah, blah, blah. I don't really need to get into all of that. You guys can figure that stuff out on your own. You're grown-ups. But it does come with everything you need to hook it up. I did not need to purchase anything additional, and I've got it powered with one of the key-on auxiliary circuits on the bike. And like I said, key up the bike, unit comes up, it Bluetooths to the phone, you're ready to rock and roll. whatever applications you have in your phone, the majority of them seem to work well on the CarPlay unit. Well, on this CarPlay unit. I know some apps don't, and some do. There are a few applications on my cell that will not work with this Carpuride unit, but everything I need for navigation and weather works fine. I don't use any of the voice stuff, Bluetooth, radio, things like that. I only use this unit for navigation. I Bluetooth it to the cell. I use OnX Off-Road for the majority of my adventure type riding. I also use Google Maps, and that's pretty much it. I've got a couple of weather. It's a Doppler radar that works well in this that I can pull up and look at live Doppler. Works well for when I see oncoming storms. I like it a lot. That's really the only 3 apps I use on this unit. Let's see here. What else do I do with it? Well, that's it, really. The phone I used to keep on the quad lock mount. I don't anymore. I now run a USB cable directly into my tank bag, which is where the phone rides. Stays powered up, and it's in a little better, a little safer location. But that's pretty much it on, I guess, that part of it. I'm kind of rambling now. My pros to the unit, well, it's simple. It works. It's just a CarPlay unit, just like anything else in your car. I mean, it just works. It's got a good, clean display. It's crystal clear. I have no visibility issues. It has ridden in the rain, down a bunch of rough dirt road, your normal street riding, bright sunshine conditions, and I've ridden with it at night, and visibility on it is fantastic. I really don't have any cons. Honestly, I can't think of any cons. I have no cons to the unit yet. Price point was fantastic. I couldn't really beat it for the money. Durability so far has been very good. I haven't had, well, I'll get back to that. I haven't really had any real issues with it. I did discover that in the beginning, my auto dimming function didn't work that well. So I did a little research on it, and come to find out, they did have a software glitch that prevented the auto dimming side of it from working like it should. So once I discovered that, I just contacted Carpuride. I sent them an email, said, hey, I heard you guys might have a software update that can cure this. They wrote me back the next day, just asked for proof of purchase. I sent them a screenshot where I purchased it on Amazon. And the following day, I had an email with a link to a software update to correct my dimming issue. I downloaded the software into it. Boom, works like a freaking champ. 0 issues with that. So their customer service was fantastic on that. A little bit later on, I was pulling my windscreen off, just doing some stuff to the bike. And the mount, which I will show you, I had a crack in my mount, probably from me over-tightening the mount. So I took it off, I took a picture, I contacted them again. The next day, they had a new mount, which I actually still have right here. I've been too lazy to swap it out. They shipped this out the very next day. That week, I had this sitting in my mailbox. No questions asked. So I have got to give them a big thumbs up for customer support. My 2 questions that I had for them, or issues, whatever you want to call it, they handled it very quickly. So yeah, let me get on to a couple of little close-ups. I'm going to have to switch over to my GoPro in a second. I'll power everything up. I'll let you see the screen. I'll show you my mounts, and then we'll just close this out at that. Yeah, let's go from there. All right, here we go. Switched over to GoPro. Hopefully this will turn out okay. So we're keying up the bike. And you can see real life how long it takes it to boot up and connect to my phone. It's not very long. Go see your main screens, and I'm connected. Again, here it's on my Onyx off-road. That's generally what I use majority of the time. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. So you got your settings, what you're using, of course my music, which I don't use on the bike, and it's just, again, typical CarPlay unit. Just like, well, like you'd see in your car. Onyx Off-Road, Google Maps, Gaia, My Radar. This is the weather app that I was telling you about that I like to use. It works well. And it's live radar. But again, this is also totally depending on your cell service. If you don't have good cell service, you're not going to get it. Right now, there's nothing in the area. But again, it just works. Google Maps, boom, there you go. So, I mean, that's just a good viewing there. Let's come around. I'll show you my mounts. You can see in there, that is the block style mount. That's how I like it. I have the unit mounted in a lower position. It works well. Again, just a couple of different angles, maybe a rider viewpoint from up here. And that's what I like. A little bit of a sunshade across the top. Fit and finish on the unit, it's fine. I mean, again, no problems with the unit itself. I like it. Would I buy another one today if something happened to this one? Yeah, I'd buy another one today. So yeah, that's my wrap up on the Carpuride. I like it. No real issues with it. If you're looking for a CarPlay unit, check them out. If you're a little bit more budget oriented like I am, I kind of do everything on a budget, try to get the biggest bang for the buck, check it out. Again, I don't really have any issues with the unit itself. Time will tell. We'll see how long it really lasts. So far, I don't see it crapping out anytime soon, but hey, who knows? It's electronics. At the end of the video, if you haven't left already because I'm rambling and boring, I'll just throw in a couple of little clips of what it looks like on the road. I've got a few clips from my GoPro on the helmet, just riding in the rain up in the mountains, just a few little short. You can see what it looks like on the actual road. Yeah, that's it. Stay tuned. Hopefully you'll do a like and subscribe. I guess I'm supposed to say that at the end of every video because that's what everybody else does. So yeah, stay tuned for whatever I do next. Everybody be good and enjoy.